Hey guys, welcome. We're here to do the monthly reading for July for the sign of Capricorn now is what I'm doing here today. As soon as we get a few more people in, I'll begin with the smudge. Alright, I'm going to begin anyway. Let's see here. I picked the worst time of the day to do live reading. Time of day's everything, I guess. Oh, don't you go out on me already. Come on now, burn, baby, burn. Well, I think that's a good sign. This is a very small smudge. That's supposedly a good sign. Okay. All right. We'll get our shuffle up. Hey, Bonafide Bloom. That's funny. It's a long weekend in the U.S. and it's a long weekend in Canada. I think it's a bad time to pick to do live readings and expect people to be there. Well, I could come in here, say Tuesday or something, and the minute I come in, there's 200 people sitting there waiting. So it's unpredictable. Other than to say this is a long weekend, a lot of people are not home, wasting time in front of their computers. And they'll all come in after the fact, and that's a good thing, though. You still get to see the whole thing from start to finish, so it's a good thing. Thank you very much, Bonafide. Thank you so much. Appreciate your kind words. I'm glad you're here, too. This is almost like a personal reading if you're going to be the only one in here. Time of the day. We're coming up on the supper hour soon as well. Let's see. This is the first time this has happened. It's kind of strange. Hey, Terry Trellix. You're welcome, Terry. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to cut the deck here, and I'm going to consult with Lilith. And we're going to find out here. Okay. Lilith, as this deck stands at the top 5 cards, The cards that are meant for the month of July 2019 for this general free public reading for the sign of Capricorn. Are these the cards that are going to bring forth messages and guidance, enlightenment for the sign of Capricorn, for anybody that is a Capricorn and viewing this reading? She's pretty strong and steady on the yes. Yeah, these are your cards. These are your cards. Yeah. Well, if they are just kind of like sandy begging, we call it. You're there, but you're not speaking. They would be new people, because the regulars, they waste no time speaking up and saying, "Hey, I'm here." They're all really good people. So, okay, Capricorn Moon. Hello, Natalie Courtney. Welcome, welcome. I'll wait a couple. I'm just gonna have a smoke. By the time that's done, I'm jumping into the reading. I don't care if there's one person in here or 50 in here or 250 in here. We're going to jump into it. The beautiful thing is you can go back and watch it. You're just not part of the live scene. You get to watch it's pre-recorded at that point. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Thank you very much. You did catch me early, Paula. You really did. Yeah. Your intuition told you to get in here is what it did, Paula, didn't it? Hello, Chameleon. Okay, you're into the edibles? Yeah. Huh? Don't start talking astrology to me. Oh my God, that stuff hurts my head. I've got my weak point with myself in a personal way. Like, I'm well learned in a lot of different areas of life, but numbers, man, you have no idea how it's a phobia. I freeze when I have to work with numbers. Like I'm reduced to the age of a 2-year-old. I'm just, as I've always been that way. I'm terrified of numbers. I don't like working with them at all. Not ever. Not for any reason. I freeze up. So come into astrology and it's all up, and numerology, the numbers, and I look and I just get an explosion in my head. And I go blind to it. I just go blind. So, yeah. Hello, SHN Trendy. Welcome to the group. You're in Atlanta, are you, Chameleon? Really? That's very cool. I've never been. But everybody knows and everyone's heard of Atlanta for sure. Yeah. I'm funny. I dragged my ass to put this to get ready to, to build my smudge and, wash my hair and get myself together. And I'm dragging my butt and dragging my butt. And the weather normally doesn't bother me, but we've had so many gray days back to back, and today's another one. The whole long weekend here in Canada, in our neck of the woods anyway, this part of the country is under gray skies and rain and thunder and light. At least thunder and lightning. That's exciting, right? But this pissy rain to keep everything. And I wasn't in the mood, but I know myself well enough that once I begin a reading and once I open myself up to YouTube and the world, it's the best place for me. I can be having all kinds of problems and mad at the world even, but if I get into a reading, everything gets closed out except the reading, and my spirit comes up. The smudges affect me. That's the first step. They really do. And then it's the people. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm no good with numbers at all. At all. What's your middle name, Natalie? I'd like to know your middle name. We had a discussion about this yesterday. Yeah, the men in your life usually look at you like you're a little woo-woo, right? Yeah, when it comes to this stuff, cozy atmosphere. Yeah, I do. I do try. I like cozy. I want people to, okay. I've got to fix the, Come on, show me Natalie's comment. Stop hiding it. You must have used the word poopy or something. The bullshit word. Yeah, okay. This automatically says hold this comment for review or hide it. Show it or hide it. Hold this comment for review. So Opal is your middle name. Okay, it's not Marie. There's a lot of us in here with the middle name of Marie. Yeah. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to figure out how to turn that off. I ain't going to say it because I'm not going to be rude, but I don't give a, whatever. So, Polly, your middle name is Marie, is it? Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. Your mother's name? Okay. Okay. And Bonafide Bloom, your middle name is Marie. See what I mean? Like, were you guys all born in the Catholic religion? Were you born into it? Not asking if you practice that. Were you born? Because that's what we come to a conclusion yesterday. We got talking about it, and somebody said, well, if you're Catholic, aren't you all Marie or Mary? And that's very, very true. The middle names are usually Mary or Marie. And sometimes what's considered your middle name on paper is your first name. But for some reason, the Catholics, they switch that and they make it the middle name. I don't understand it. And so it's always like Natalie Marie. The guys, it's Joseph. John Joseph, Kevin Joseph, Brian Joseph. It's just one of those crazy things. So, yeah. Mary, yeah. A Southern Baptist. Okay. Guadalupe. That's funny. And oh yes, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Yes. Okay. Bonafide. Okay. Yeah. Names are a funny thing. We were talking about this yesterday as well on one of the live readings. When I was born, and I'm 80, I had DNA done. They didn't tell me anything I didn't already know. I didn't know the percentages, but I'm 86% French. And when I was born, my mother did not want to name me Natalie. She wanted to name me a word that means sky or heaven. It depends where you come from, what it means. It's ciel, C-I-E-L or C-E-I-L, C-E-I-L, ciel. It means sky or heaven. I would have been happy with that name. I would have welcomed it. On the other hand, the other side of that, my father said, no, her name is Natalie, and my name pronounced in the proper way is Nathalie Marie Bienvenue. So I'm miswelcome to a lot of people. That's my birth and my given name. So, but I would have been happy with that. I like chatting like this too, Courtney. And so that nobody has to sit and listen to all of this chit-chat before the reading. I put or one of you usually does, or myself, I put the timestamp, reading begins at, and I timestamp it. So people don't get, too upset or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Get this, Natalie. Get this. My first language was completely French. There was no English for the first 3 and 4 years of my life. 3 and 4 years old. I knew nothing but French. I'd never been exposed to English, and it was completely French Catholic home and raised that way. And then circumstances changed, and we ended up, my mother and I, living in a completely English community that hated the French people, and they hated the blacks. They hated us equally. And I grew up, of all things, in a checkerboard neighborhood. When we made that move, we took a big step down in life. My family had money. They came from old money. And when my mother took me and we ran off somewhere, we left all that behind. So I ended up moving from that kind of life. I don't remember much about the lifestyle. I don't. Um, but I do remember at 6 years old, we moved in to the city of St. John, in the poorest part of town. It was the poorest part, and it was a checkerboard neighborhood. So for all of us French people, there was a couple Spanish families thrown in there as well. And it was mostly whites and blacks was what it was. We all grew up under the same umbrella. We had our own community. Uh, the first day we moved in there, I was only 6 years old. And my mother looked out the window. We had a big backyard that was open. People used to cut through and stuff like this. And my mother said, "Who are all those kids out in the yard?" All of a sudden, I went out. And no, don't take it because I'm not. I know what racism's about. Okay, but I'm just painting you a picture. So here I am, 6 years old, and I go out on my little porch and I look, and it's a sea of black kids with afros. With the comb, the pick stuck in the back of the hair, the whole 9 yards. I had never heard the term African American. I never heard the term people of color. I'd never heard the term black people or the bad words that they use on them. We've got bad words too here, for the French, right? Yeah, we always refer to the French as those dirty Frenchmen. We're dirty people, this kind of a thing, right? And I thought, I just seen people that they were just different color skin than me. I didn't know the words, the descriptive words for the African American race, because it was just never came up, never seen it. And a lot of those people today are still really good friends of mine. We're more than friends. We're linked. We're bonded, because we were shysted from the rest of the city. You didn't walk through the south end of St. John. You didn't just walk through there. People knew if you weren't from there, and it usually, well, we've seen a lot of stuff we should have never been exposed to. We got pretty down and dirty at times. But anyways, I grew up, and everybody down there referred to me as the little French girl with the long dark hair. I had hair down to my ass. I never had a haircut the first 11 years of my life. And I was always referred to as the little French girl. But sometimes that didn't work in my favor because I faced racism. And when they hated the French, they hated the French. I was 3 years old, and I was grabbed by my arm. My little friend in the neighborhood had said, "Come in and play with me. We'll play Barbies." And I went in, and the mother welcomed me in at first, and then she heard me speak, and she came over. And I didn't understand what she said to her daughter, and what she had said was, "Is she French?" And a little girl wouldn't answer. She's just looking up at her mother. And the woman looked at me and said, "Are you French?" Now, I didn't know what she was talking about. I couldn't understand her. She grabbed me. She knew. Grabbed me right by the arm at 3 years old. My house was two doors over. And she literally physically threw me out of her house. That's how much they were hated. So, yeah, I know what it's about. So, yes, I do prefer. But you know what? That's where all our ancestors come out of, was southern France. Yeah. Yeah. Did you really, Natalie? Yeah. You grew up in a black community too. Yeah, we called it a checkerboard. All black and all white. A few Latinos. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I was alien green eyes at school and a white girl at home. Oh my goodness sakes. Yeah. People are ignorant and they're rude and all these things. We got 20-some people in here that I can see. I'm going to start the reading because I could talk about that for a long time, but my mother, in order to get me ready to go to school in the city of St. John, which was predominantly white loyalists, we'll call them. It's a loyalist city, right? I had to learn to speak English, and my mother worked at dropping her accent. So, I already did that, didn't I? Yes, the cards are ready to go. And at first I refused. And my stepfather, my mother ended up remarrying, and he was pure English. Whole family was. And he was feeling left out of conversations that would take place between my mother and I. And she said she has to learn to speak English, and I put up a stink. I would not. She'd speak to me in English. I started to understand that, but I would answer her in French, and she'd say, no, you have to answer me in English. And I put up a fuss, and I stood my ground for a little while. I was stubborn. I remember the very first word that I learned in English. I asked my mother, "How do you say the word it in English?" And she repeated it. That was my first English word. Go figure. Anyways, let's pull the camera down. You could do tarot in French for the Frenchies. If I remembered, then remember, from the ages of 3 to 4, when I was having English shoved down my throat, there was no more French in my life after that. None. The occasional relative would come to visit and they'd speak French, but it was rare. I've forgotten all my French. It's mostly all gone. Just the baby stuff. Black and white down the middle. Really bona fide? Yeah. Some Latinos. Everybody hated each other, white simultaneously standing up for one another against the outsider. There shouldn't even be any of that going on today. That makes me sick. It sickens me. You know, we're all the same. You peel away our skin and you're left with the human form and nobody can tell the color. All of a sudden we're all going to be friends because we can't see the color. Give me a break. No matter what your language is, no matter what your heritage is, whether you're black, white, yellow, or red, doesn't matter. You should be proud of your heritage. It's just that simple. You can be accepting of everybody else's while being proud of your own. Let's get these cards dealt up, shall we? Your very first card. Very first card, the overall energy. Why are you showing up again? I think he showed up in the mids and I'm getting sick of seeing him. The Page of Swords and Gossip. Jeez, I get emotional when I see cards I don't like. That's more like a Wheel of Fortune and Destiny. But we'll wait and see what kind of destiny. That's in your finances and in your wealth. Your third card we're looking at is the Seven of Wands, your hearth, your home, family, relationships, endurance. Your fourth card, challenges, should there be any for you. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. She's all about kindness. And the last card, card number 5, your message from Spirit, is the Queen of Cups and sensitivity. And so we got some people involved here. We're not talking crowds. Other people coming into play that are affecting your life or impressing upon you in your life in some way, shape, or form because they are here. Right off, I'm hearing for you to keep your guard up with the Page of Swords. Make sure you keep your guard up. Do not let your guard down during the month of July from start to finish. Be aware of what's being said. Be aware of what's going on around you. Even stuff that isn't your business. Mum's the word. Keep quiet. Keep your thoughts and opinions to yourself. But you store any information you're collecting on what's going on around you. This will pay off somehow down the road is what I'm hearing here for most of you. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. With this card, I always say it. There's somebody coming out of the woods, somebody coming out of the dark here. Right out of left field. Probably somebody that you know. And somebody you've always felt it's been a mutual thing, kind of standoffish with. They're part of the scene, but you've never felt really close to them or you didn't really jive. It's not like you didn't get along, but you didn't get on like a house on fire or anything like that. This person's never been forthcoming towards you, nor you towards them. And all of a sudden, there they are. Johnny on the spot. And your spidey senses start tingling right off saying, what the hell? What are they doing? And somebody's doing something. And then all of a sudden, they're right beside you, where before they were always an arm's length away. And now, these are all metaphors, right? You're getting the picture. It's somebody that was there, but not close to you. All of a sudden, you're involved. You got a bunch of things going on. And all of a sudden, there they are. They're up your butt. What can I do to help? Do you need, volunteering to do things? Why? And I always say use the Whiffam theory in reverse. And Whiffam is all about what's in it for me. But you're going to reverse that. And you're going to say, what's in this for them? Why are they being so helpful all of a sudden? Why are they offering their time to me? I don't understand this. And your spidey sense, your intuition is almost operatic. And when your intuition says, do not trust, you damn well better listen to it. Because if you don't, anything that comes your way and happens, you will have opened yourself to it. Listen to your intuition. Don't become paranoid. Always go by facts, what you see and what you hear for yourself. But this guy here, he does have a secret agenda. That's a given. He's up to something. He's trying to find out what it is you got going on. He heard through the grapevine that you were getting involved in something, and he hears cha-ching, 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 the money chain going off here. And he wants a piece of this action, even though it's got nothing to do with him. He's trying to work his way slowly in to get under your skin and get his foot in the door, kind of a thing, but he's not to be trusted. This person will turn on you in a heartbeat. And most of the garbage and verbal diarrhea that they start to spill won't be true. But here's the thing about human nature, and I don't like this about human nature. Especially people that have known you for years. They know your ins, your outs. They know what you're all about. And through the grapevine, maybe 10 times removed, this gossip comes back to them about you, and they've known you 15, 20, 30 years maybe. And they're going, what? At the gossip. Those people that you work with every day for years, they're all going, no. And maybe one person out of all those people takes your character into account and goes, say what? I don't think so. She would never do that. She would never say that. I know her very well. And everybody else just swallows up the dirt. They love it. They feed off it. They swallow off of it. And then they look and they go at you. And you haven't even had a chance to defend yourself because you had no idea this gossip was going on. That's what he's destructive. This guy doesn't care about anybody. How can you identify this person in your life? You can identify this person because they're very, very, they're physically attractive to look at. Not that you're attractive, but they're good-looking human being, and they've got charm to go with it, and they're quick with the comebacks, and they're very witty, and they make people laugh. They make people smile, whether they want to or not. He likes the spotlight to be on him. And he wants to be the very center of attention all the time. How many ways can you say shallow? And that's him. There's somebody in your life like this. I'm sorry, Capricorn. Watch your back. Make sure that your feelers are up and alert at all times when there's other people around. Here's the thing. They're not going to do any real damage to you. But they could have people questioning. And you're going to find out real quick. And some of them will shock you and say, I thought that person knew me better than that. I'm more shocked at them believing it than they are shocked at believing it. I can't believe. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. It's going to make you feel really resentful towards some people. Well, maybe these are some people. I mean, we could always use a little more room in our lives. Start shaving these people off. If you feel betrayed, you deal with it whatever way your intuition leads you to do. The advice of this card, no matter who you're dealing with for the month of July, Capricorn, is you need to be extra clear in any communications you have going on with anybody else. That way you're going to avoid any misunderstandings. Be very direct, very black and white, very clear. Keep things simple. Keep them uncomplicated. Your keywords for this card are complaints, backstabbing, bitchiness, cutting words. There could be some paperwork coming your way that has to do with some legal issues. That could be work-related. I don't feel anything on earth for you that way. It's just somebody else that's around. And you're going to have to deal with this pain in the butt for most of July, from what I'm seeing here. Watch your own back and stand up and take action when you need to take action. Don't hold back on that. Second card we're looking at is wealth and finances. When I say finances, I mean money, of course. But when I say wealth, I don't mean just cha-ching. I don't mean just the Skrilla. I mean wealth in your health, wealth in your family, Wealth and the important things in your life is what I'm talking about. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. I say this a lot with this card. This is destiny coming in. This is destiny that's at play here. All right? Don't muck it up. Don't get in the way of your own destiny. It'll just be harder getting to where it's been predestined, where you're supposed to be. I don't care which trail you take. And destiny tries to make usually the most enriching, the most best way, and the best trail for us to take. In destiny, we see the signs. They're moving us in one direction. And for some reason, for some of you Capricorn, you're going, but I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. My heart was set on going this way. And destiny is very gently nudging you in an opposite direction because there's more rewarding experiences there. There's more to come to you. It could be a lot easier getting to your goal, whatever that is. And you're being stubborn and saying, don't care, I'm going that way. I don't care. You can go that way, fine. The trip and the journey itself will be completely different than what it would have been had you gone where you were being nudged to go. But here's the funny part. I love this about this card. The thing is, you're still gonna end up where destiny has already written where you will be. Doesn't matter which trail you take, what back door you go through, what you do. You're still going to end up where it was predestined that you would be. It doesn't matter. It's up to you which trail you take to get there. And it's not like you won't learn anything on if you follow your way. But there could be differences. And usually we see after the fact these good things. Well, maybe I should have went that way after all. Use your own judgment. Let your intuition guide you. Destiny, that's all I'm going to say is destiny is giving you little pokes. Maybe you ought to consider them. Just that simple. But this is a fantastic card. When this card shows up as well, just about every area of your life that matters to you the most is going to get a big, huge surge of energy. Good, high-end energy coming in. Positive. And again, it's being, tarot itself is saying, allow fate to take you to your destined life. This is a card that breeds optimism. How wonderful is that? That's wonderful. Good opportunities could be coming your way. You can turn great decisions into great opportunities as well. Not just good, but some could be great. Great changes coming up for you. Your clairvoyance will be heightened at this time as well. Whatever your esoteric gifts are, you can enhance them as well during the month of July. A lot of growth going on there, a lot of things to learn as well. We can learn every day. We can't learn enough about the metaphysical. We can never learn enough about all those beautiful things and the world that we walk in. There's one thing to remember that's being advised by tarot, and that is that the wheel can be more about, or just as much about doing and giving, and just as much about receiving for ourselves and what we bring to ourselves and what we open ourselves up to. It's just as important. You're going to be feeling full of gratitude through the month of July for many different reasons because it's different for everybody. And tarot wants you to enjoy and to feel that gratefulness, to embrace and enjoy every minute of the good fortune that comes your way. Go with the flow is the final word for the advice on this card. Go with the flow. Don't put too much of a stink up. Your keywords are fate and luck and the unexpected. There's a lot of movement and there's changes coming for you. There are crossroads and clairvoyance. You let your intuition guide you. It will never let you down. It just won't. Your next card we're looking at here is the Seven of Wands. I like sevens. Seven's a nice number. Coming up for air here. Just one moment. Hello, Tina Amador. Well, happy early birthday to you. Your birthday's in what? 2 days? 3 days, counting today. I like sevens, and sevens in tarot represent possibilities. They're everywhere. That's. I just gotta chill. There's opportunities that are around you, Capricorn, to the month of July. Some you'll let go by the wayside and say, keep going, keep moving. Nope, that's not for me. Listen to your gut, listen to your heart, listen to your instincts, because there's going to be more possibilities, probably in the month of July, just about more than any other time in 2019. Hi, Stuart. What's up, buddy? What's going on? What is it? What? What is it? You've got food? You got water? I know. I even gave you cheese already. You go curl up somewhere and have a good sleep, because it's a rainy, gray day. But this is, sometimes we got to stretch to get what we want and what we want to bring to ourselves. Yeah, Natalie. This is Stew Balls. There's a reason why I call him that. He had a stroke. He doesn't barely resemble who he used to be, but he gets around. He is a cat with 9 lives. Yes, aren't you, Stewie? And this word actually could represent my Stew Balls here. He's got a lot of endurance. This cat doesn't give up. He's a cool cat. He never gives up. And we've got wands here. And sevens, as I said 3 times now, all about possibility. And there's passion here that drives that endurance for us to keep going and to keep searching and to keep looking and to keep at what we're doing. Most of you will have the endurance if there's passion behind what it is that you're working on or you're working towards, working for. There's passion involved here. There may be a sense of excitement over some risk taking. Some of you may be taking risks that you wouldn't normally, but I see it with a smile. I don't know. I see somebody smiling going, okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Taking a chance, putting yourself out there. You'll never know till you try. This sort of a thing. Once you grab that golden ring, you don't let go and you hold on. And do you have the endurance? If you want something bad enough, Capricorn, if you want to turn the tides, Capricorn, you can do it. Capricorn can do. They're very. What can I say? Because I know a few Capricorns. They just hold on with the very claws of life, and they never say die, and they never let go. They're like a pit bull holding on to a meaty bone. You can't get that from them. They won't let go once they set their sights on something. So use these gifts and the stamina that you have towards holding on, making your dreams come true. A lot of endurance with this card. There's, like I say, there's fire. The fire and the passion is what makes you like a pit bull. You take a bite and then you lock your jaws down and you don't let go. I've seen Capricorns that are that feisty and that fiery, and I've like, oh my God, anybody else would have thrown in the towel and walked away, let go of it. Nope. Nope. And if they didn't end up on the side of that issue that they wanted to be on, there were a lot of lessons learned. And they wouldn't say they were sorry for doing what they did anyway. But there could be a dispute over some kind of territory when this card here shows up. This could be terra firma. This could be job related. You have your territory. Everybody's got more than one kind of territory in their life. This is my chair. This is my spot here. This is Bay of Fundy Fort. This is my territory. Anybody just come and try to shove me off. Ain't going to happen. Because I'll hold on for dear life, right? This is my baby. It doesn't belong to anybody else. This is my baby. It hasn't always come easy. But we push through. And to me, even if somebody fails after trying so hard, There's a message and a lesson to be learned there. And divine timing comes into play, and we don't understand it. We're like innocent children being told no, but why? But why? We ask. And we're answered with silence, because you're not meant to know right now. The answers will come someday. And that's usually the way things play themselves out. But there is a dispute over now. This could be a friendship territory. That's my friend. Someone's trying to take my friend away. Someone's trying to take my lover away. So you may be in the fight for your life or over a relationship. And those relationships can fall. This could be a parental favoritism going on. Maybe you're one of the weird family situations where your sibling has always been favored and you're done with that now. I don't know what that means. That's just what I'm hearing. You're done with that now. Whether you're either going to accept it maybe, or you're going to fight for your place within the family. I don't know what it means. But you need to mind your integrity. You need to walk on the proper road, the right road, and you know right from wrong. It's too easy to take the back door in and sneak into our own lives to make things happen. You know, they're all metaphors, right? The proverbial back door is kind of like sneaking in. It may be our lives, but there's other people involved. And we're trying to outwit other people. But you know what? Usually nothing good comes of that. There's backfires that go on. As long as you follow your integrity, as long as you take the high moral ground, as long as you follow through with all that is good, which displays your intentions, which are good intentions, you're not really failing in anything, even if you don't achieve what it is you want. All that goodness that you put out there, do you think it's just gone to the wayside? It hasn't. It hasn't. And you will experience that as you move along. But if now's not the time for something, it might be best to fold everything up and just quietly set it to the side and try again. There could be an opportunity, and here you are, thinking about kicking in those back doors. You're not following through because you know that's not the way to go. But down the road, going through the back way, it'll be the furthest thing from your mind, because now here comes an opportunity. And it's got your name written all over it. And it's saying, here I am. Pick me. And this is an opportunity. You don't have to fight for anything. You walk right in, baby, and you claim it. Whatever that means to you, whether it's property, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job or a situation or some kind of a happening. Always, always keep your integrity about you and do everything the right way, because you can't really go wrong. You may lose a fight, but you're going to win the war. If it's meant for you, you will win that war. Yes, determination links, that's correct. Real strong, hot, fiery determination. Some people may be in direct resistance to what it is that you want, what your goals are, what you're planning, what you're working at. There could be some direct resistance of people saying, no, I don't like what you're doing. No, I'm not going to help you with that. No, expect a handful of problems if you go through with that. I don't like what you're doing. And that's direct. People wanting you to stop right now in your tracks. You may find yourself defending yourself to some of these people. And that's what you need to do. You do need to be assertive. You do need to stand your ground. If this isn't defense for yourself, you could be speaking on the behalf of another person, or maybe even a group of people. And you've got the floor, as they say. Changes that you're trying to make. This could be a community thing. This could be a staff thing at work. This could be a church thing. But there's somebody that's speaking up. You are speaking up. If not for yourself, then it's for somebody else, is what you're doing. And you're doing the right thing. The advice of this card for you is to communicate clearly. And once everybody gets their cards out on the table, and there's nothing hidden anymore, and everything's come to the surface, and now we all know what's really going on. We've all got the same tools to do this job. The thing is, there's some things that are going to come to the surface, is what's going to happen here. And there could be some negotiations going on that you weren't expecting. For somebody out there, somebody could try to strike a deal with you or an agreement, and they're saying, we'll do this, that, and that way, but you need to do this, or you need, and there's something morally off about it. It doesn't sit right. Always take the higher moral ground, whoever this is meant for. Always do the right thing, no matter what the devil's offering you. You turn your back and you walk away. Just that simple. Because it's here for somebody. Just have the endurance to have the courage of your own convictions, your own beliefs. And your courage is very, very strong. A lot of you are not going to have any trouble standing your ground. And if you do that, chances are in your favor. You are going to meet with success. Keywords for this card are resilience and protection. There's opposition, territory, force and resistance. Whatever this is, it's hitting very close to home. This affects you inwardly, and you bring that home with you. And it can affect your relationships at home. You could feel like you're in a quandary of some kind. Just remember, you only need to do one thing, and remember one thing, no matter what your situation is. This fits for everybody. Do what's right. Do the right thing. Old enough to know right from wrong. Do the right thing. Your next card here, I don't see real extreme, we'll say, real extreme problems other than what I've brought up to you. So far, what Spirit has said, I'm hearing do everything from the heart with sincerity for the month of July. Do everything from the heart. Be extra tolerant. Be extra patient. Be kind is the word that comes across with the Queen of Pentacles. We've got pops of color here, but they're like pastels coming into your life. These are energies. This is the atmosphere. And I'm glad she's here. She kind of like, she's a salve over anything that's been disruptive to you during the month of July, any animosity. She's a salve that smooths things over. Instead of big, brilliant, bright pops of color going on in your life, she's bringing in all the soft colors, the pastels, to make transitions a little bit easier for you and smoother. This energy is about affection. It's about generosity. It shows you, Capricorn, that you have this other side to you. Yes, you've got this fire and this no-nonsense attitude about things, and you're a person of action, not talk. You get things done. And there's this other side of you that's soft. And you want the world to see that. You don't want the world thinking you're bad and that, like, oh, avoid her or him at all costs. They're a badass. You don't want to mess. You don't want to be known for that. You want to be known. There's 2 new baby crows. I was talking about this yesterday too, and they look like they're grown crows, of course, because crows and doves and pigeons, you never see baby ones out hopping around your lawn. They don't leave the nest till they look like they're full grown. But anyways, the babies, the big ones are trying to get them to fend for themselves, and I threw some stuff out for them. And there the baby, one of the babies was falling, one that's like a whole head above him. And he's kind of half jumping because he's a little smaller. He's trying to rip the food out of the older crow, trying to rip it right out of his mouth. And the sound they make, they're screaming right now, feed me, feed me, feed me. They're not in my yard. They're just over the trees on the other side, probably just before the beach. But anyway, they sound funny. The babies do. They're very demanding. This is a very energy that brings wisdom into us, and a tendency we're driven and pushed a little bit to being kind to people, having extra patience you wouldn't normally have, uh, being tolerant, that's going to come into play for you. If this could be somebody that you know as well. This could be somebody that's a really good friend that supports you, or there's somebody within the family that supports you. This person is a lover of nature. If that is you, they love their home, and they love their home life. They love their family. This is somebody extremely practical and very, very down to earth. If you identify with this card as yourself, the message here is for you to focus on the things that are really important to you right now. Make a priority list. Work on the things that are going to bring you back and give you the best benefit. And then work your way down your list. But start with the big things with the biggest payoffs first. That's going to take a load off. Things that need your attention, things that need to be followed through with. This could apply to anything in your life, really. But you need to focus on some things, whatever's going on with you individually. You're also being advised to your money for July. Spend your money wisely. Ask yourself when you're out, you're jingling some money in your pocket, and you spy something and you go, wow, now is that a need or is that a want? Get in the habit of doing that. And do I need to have it right now? If you need to have something, then you need it. But want, there's some time on your side there. No big ticket items. Don't go buy a new car in July. New home in July. Or take a vacation on the other side of the world during the month of July. Things that are not needed, tuck them off to the side. If they can wait, let them wait. Just be smart about it. You don't want to be juggling the books at the end of the month. You don't need that discomfort. This card also shows that you have support in just about everything you do. For some of you, everything you do, nobody gives you a hard time about. They let you swim through it. They let you go for it. That's a really good support system, but they're there to catch you if you trip or if you fall. The advice of this card is for you to roll up your sleeves and be more hands-on in the creation of your life, of your days that you walk through in your life. Also, this kindness extends, of course, to other people. You can give practical help when you see it. When you see a need, if you can fill it, follow through. Universe likes that. Universe sits up, takes notice. We don't do it for that reason. But anytime you're giving it, the act of giving, and what is life about? It's about love. Giving is all about love. Sharing is about love. Helping and aiding, it's all about love. And the universe, it loves you back for that. Try to remember that. Your keywords here for this card are generosity, growth, and money. Watch your money. Looking for comfort and feeling a comfort within your own life. A lover of nature. Children and animals are coming into the picture as well. Anybody involved? Children, anybody involved with animals in any way, shape, or form, or they're taking a good spot in your life during July. This could be a new pet for somebody. This could be you making a conscious choice to spend more time with your children, with your grandchildren, getting to know your siblings' children a little bit better. Children are highlighted as our animal. That shows the warmer, softer, earthy side of Capricorn is what it does. That you're not always ready for a battle. Because the Capricorns, I know they can go from 1 to 60 just at the snap of a finger. It's not that they're not in control, but they have a fire that burns in them. I'm hearing somebody that was oppressed as a child, Be damned with that stuff now. Now you're vocal and you're more outgoing and you're really quick to respond and quick to speak your mind. It's all about how you were brought up. You were oppressed as a child and you don't do that dance anymore. I'm hearing for some of you. The last card in this reading, my friends, is a beautiful card. And this, you know, sensitivity is a big thing. Being sensitive. This is the mother card of this tarot. She is the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, she's not the mother card. She's the Queen of Cups. She's the Mother of Cups. Heart, emotions, love, the water signs. Queen of the Ocean is the mother. The whole atmosphere with this card is one of love. It's one of softness. It's one of kindness. It's one of generosity. It's one of acceptance. All the beautiful things in life. We need to be kind to ourselves first overall. Capricorn, especially to you. You put a hard face on to the public sometimes. Hard nose, hard ass, badass. Right? Someone to be taken seriously all the time. And people rarely see that soft, kind side of you because you feel like a dolphin rolling over on its back and exposing that sensitive underbelly to the world. No way, says Capricorn. I'll be damned. I'm putting myself in that position. But it's there. It doesn't matter if other people don't see it. Because when Capricorn hurts, and I've seen broken Capricorns, it is not pretty. And it turns the waterworks on for a lot of people that care about them, to see them broken and to see them hurting. And when Capricorn hurts, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and it's so dark. And they feel so far down that they have to reach up just to touch the bottom of the barrel. That's how low they feel. And you need to know, Capricorn, that you feel everybody hurts, even you. Even the strongest among us can be broken emotionally. But here's the thing with Capricorn. When they get back, they've been knocked down. When they get back up on their feet, run. It's going to be like a flamethrower, right? You don't mess with Capricorns. I know them so well. There's some I don't even talk to anymore because they are the way they are. But still, you know, and then again, you know what? They give their right arm to anybody that needed a right arm. They'd say, here, take it. I have no use for it. I'll get by without it. Take it. They are one extreme to the other sometimes. But I tell you, you don't want to piss. Nobody wants to piss off a Capricorn. Because they just won't stand for it. And they don't give a damn who's within hearing shot. If they've got something to say to you, they say it to you. But they can be broken, and when they come back, they're stronger than they ever were. Some come back a little resentful. Some bitter. And for some, it's hard to slow that down, to soften the edges. They come out and they got sharp edges everywhere when they're coming back from something. And now be justified to call them a badass because that's just what they're going to be. And sometimes, Capricorn, you're ahead of your time. I'm getting that as well for some of you. Some of you are ahead of your time. Some of you see things coming that you shouldn't see coming, but you do. That's hard to control. Because here you are, you're ahead of everybody else, and you already know what's coming down the pike, and you're ready for it. Everybody else is going, what are you doing that for? Because they don't see it yet. All the other signs are going, we don't see that. Well, what are you acting like that for? Because Capricorn's, it's, you know, got that stance, feet are spread apart, and it's ready for whatever's coming because they see things ahead of time. And there's a lot of I told you so, okay, coming from Capricorn to other people sometimes. Yes, very much, TG. It can be very spooky. They are not a dull personality. Capricorns are not. Oh, that's the last thing. You'd say that they were, you know, a boring personality. Doesn't even, it's not even in the vocabulary of a Capricorn. Um, they're never bored. They're not boring. They can be hard to keep up with. They move fast, things are going quickly, and they're hard to keep up with. And sometimes people like me, we just stand in awe. And they're nervy, which means if they see something they need to take action on, they don't. It's like a bowling ball knocking pins over. Get out of my way. I'm coming through. Get out of my way. I'll take care of this. It's this can-do attitude. A lot of pride with Capricorns. Don't ever insult their pride. That's really bad. Ho, ho, ho. There's an A-bomb that just simmers beneath the surface. They are complex individuals. But this card here is a beautiful card for you because it's showing the beautiful side of Capricorn that doesn't get shown enough. Kind, sensitive, caring. Because you'll go out of your way to care for somebody and show them that they are cared about as quickly as you go after somebody's throat. You do one way or the other. And you become like this kitten, you know? But God help anybody that pets your fur in the wrong direction. They'll get a face full of teeth, metaphorically, you know? Always keep your distance if you're unsure of where Capricorn is. But this is this is just showing the soft side of you guys. And that you're going to have opportunities to show this side of yourself, being there for other people in your life. You want the best for everybody. That is one thing about Capricorn. They do want the best for the people in their lives. But your nurturing side is going to be coming out as well. That's going to be a good balance for you as well. So we're going to leave it at that. I've been on air here a whole hour and 4 minutes. I hope you liked the reading. I hope it gave you some guidance and direction and maybe some enlightenment as well. If you haven't signed up for the channel yet, please do. I'm still finding my feet in the live readings. But there's the beautiful thing of timestamps so people don't waste time. And when they know when the reading's over, it's over. But the timestamp at the beginning has to be put in place. So nobody can really complain about it. So anyways, yes, if you want a private reading with me, look down below the video window in the description or the show more section. Read through once, grab my email you see there, I use for everything. Ship that off to me, entitle it reading, and we'll take it from there. And let me see. Oh, yes, we're on Facebook. If you're not a hater of Facebook, we are a closed and private group, and it is a beautiful room to be a part of. Like-minded people just like me and you, and they're beautiful spirits. And anything that goes on in there stays in there. You can feel safe and comfortable. No ridiculing. There's none of that. It's educational. It's supportive. I can't say enough about it. Anybody else, if you're looking for me, you can usually find me here or walking at this time of the year. Down below at my cove, just below me here. And walking on the beach and along the water's edge to bring in the highest, mightiest tides on the whole planet, the beautiful and the bountiful, the Bay of Fundy. F-U-N-D-Y. You can Google that. We have the highest tides on the planet here. And they come right into my backyard. So I wish you all the best of the best for the month of July 2019. Geez, Capricorn, you're going to do your own thing anyway. You're always going to be all right. Capricorn will always be all right. It's one thing about them. But I would like if you would try to keep more peace inward so you can share the love and the light out. And also, and I believe this strongly, you are living each moment, literally each moment of your life under the microscope of the universe. It does record. It does take notes. When you realize that every second, every thought is watched and monitored, that can change your life in a profound way. From the way you see the world to the way you think. It's a big, big thing. So let me pop back over before I sign off here. Okay, so where's my glasses? I can't see without them. Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's not a super chat though. It's not a super chat. So I ask for no donations to be made here. If you feel so inclined and you really want to do it, go through my PayPal. PayPal.me/Natalie Tapley. Go directly there if you're so inclined to support the channel. But don't do it here within this chat. Don't send your money here because I'm never going to see it, I believe. YouTube and Google take 30% of every single donation. That's why. So, you're welcome, Natalie. Courtney, was nice chatting with you, too. Thank you so much, Jennifer Launders. And Links4747. Thank you very much for being here. ABD Chimera, watching from Italy. Ciao, baby. Really. You're very welcome, TG. You're very, very welcome. So, anyway, that's about... So what's that now? Number 7. I got 5 more to go before you guys are all done. Everybody's done. So... Yeah, that's true, Angie. You can look. Hey, Google it. But they take 30%. They do. And I've only seen one stream of donations. Not that I got them, but I seen them literally on the program here. And one night it was $71, but it was almost a 2-hour chat. $71. By the next day, they took the 30%. It was down to $48. A couple days after that, it was down to $45. It fluctuates. And they usually don't even transfer money unless it's $100 or more. There's a threshold. And not only that, I'm glad I'm not going hungry here today or on that day, because you don't see the money until the following month. Anything that came in June, I won't see till probably the middle or the end of July. And that's if I see it at all. And my term, because the money goes up, it fluctuates because of monetization, which I have no part of. I used to run ads in the beginning. I don't do that anymore because it was this promise of money. Or earn extra money by monetization. I earned extra money. I got as high as $96, and then it started dropping. Here's the catch. If you're not doing videos every single day, she drops. She drops, and how can you ever get ahead? I'm not sitting here 7 days a week doing readings just for YouTube. I'm doing it. So, yeah, it is super for them. It is. It's all true. Super Chat does. That's why I say, you know what? I'm fine sitting here the way I am. I make my money off my private readings and personal readings, right? And okay, okay. Hi, Kamisha. There we go. It censors the words. I've got to fix that. I don't care if you guys swear and stuff. Not no more. But basically, they've got you set up to fail. You're never going to really get any money. I mean, you know, you'd have to have 1 million viewers and people logging in every day, 1 million views a day before you'd make any money. You know, I never want to be that big. You know what? My numbers are too high as it is. I have a hard time keeping up with private readings. I never wanted to go over 10,000. That was my goal. Give me 10,000 subscribers. That'd be enough to keep me busy. And we've gone way beyond that a long, long time ago. And it's hard to catch up, and there's pressure. So you say, well, I'm my own boss, so I can only do what I can do. One person at a time, one thing at a time, right? So, yes, I do free ones. I do them 2 or 3 times a month. That's correct, TG. As far as the prices of my readings, those of you that have been within the tarot community for quite a while, those of you that know, my readings still are not what I had my first raise in readings in over 3 years. I never touched them. One of the cheaper readers, and I'm going, what's wrong with this picture? My readings are very long. Personal readings are very, very long. You get more than your money's worth. So I raised them. You know what? If you go from reader to reader and check out what they charge, I am still way below par. So those people that are charging, you know, $100 for 30 minutes, How they making any money is beyond me. I would never. And I mean, some of them charge up to $300 and $500 for their services. I kid you not. Not saying they're not worth it. I'm just saying personally, for me, I think that's crazy. I'm not greedy. I just want to be at par and feel like what I'm putting out, that it's worth it to me to put in all that work, and give of myself spiritually. And it becomes a physical thing because I'm tired when I'm done, type of a thing. But remember, if you think my prices, and I don't put a time limit, I don't agree in that. I don't know how others do that, because all my messages come from spirit. The cards are, they're a mere guide. They're a prompt for me in which direction to go. Spirit speaks to me. So what? At the 30-minute mark, here's these messages sitting here from spirit, and I just go, sorry, reading's over, click. I don't understand how people can do that. I'm not judging them. I know for me, I can't do that. I read until the cards are exhausted and there's no messages left. So, yeah. Yeah, I know, TG. But I got my vapors right here. So, that puts up a huge, huge cloud of smoke. Way less than cigarettes. You guys wouldn't be able to see anything if I started puffing away on that, or I'd have to keep leaning out the window kind of a thing. So, you're welcome. I think I'm going to stop for now. We're at 1 hour and 13 minutes, but the reading's not that long, but it was long enough, I thought. So I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to take about a half an hour break, and I'm going to be back to do Aquarius. It's going to be the next reading. Thank you all very much for being here. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you on the flip side. Ew, American cigarette. I can't stand the smell of American cigarettes. They all smell the same. Anyways, thank you very much, all of you. Okay, we'll see you after a bit there. Bye.